Welcome, good evening. It's so good to see all of you. I'm Barbara Lamort, President of the Union Township Historical Society, and thank you. My former students, I don't know. I feel fortunate to have worked with wonderful people to bring Travels with Darley Union County Revolutionary Road Trip to Union to begin the celebration of our nation's 250th birthday. We're bringing our American Revolution story to a wider audience. This program will be shown across the country on PBS and online. This truly was a community effort with support from so many people and organizations. First of all, my Board of Trustees at the Union Township Historical Society. David Armenio, Vice President, Marie Canarelli, Secretary, Dennis Lamore, Treasurer, Kathy Armenio, Tom Beisler, Joe Canarelli, and Anita Centeno, Trustees.
On behalf of the Township Committee and the 250th Anniversary Planning Committee, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you for joining for tonight's screening. A very special thank you to Darley Newman. Where are you, darling? Oh, there you go. Hi, Ari. And her film crew for coming to the Township of Union and Union County. We are so proud to showcase local sites such as the Caldwell Parsonage, the Liberty Hall Museum, and many more.
Events like tonight are exactly what America's 250th initiative is all about, bringing history to life, creating connections across generations, and reminding us that the story of our nation is deeply rooted in the communities that we call home. So as we prepare to mark America's 250th anniversary, our county is proud to highlight its role in the Revolutionary era. I watched the trailer for this particular episode, and it just made me more and more excited to come out this evening, on this rainy evening, thank you, Mayor, to see the premiere screening. So from the roads traveled by patriots to the sites where history unfolded, our country really does have a powerful story to tell, and Darley tells a bit of it this evening.
Hi, I'm Darley Newman, and we're taking another revolutionary road trip in New Jersey, this time in Union County.
This really is where New Jersey started.
Caldwell was outspoken against the British.
The guy was a rabble-rouser.
We have to understand the American Revolution as a civil war.
The Battle of Springfield is often referred to as the forgotten victory, but it was actually the last battle in the northern states.
Can you speak about the education of children during this time period? Was it available to all children? Is that something, Jonathan or Rachel, that you would know about?
Definitely not available to all children. Really, only would have been, in the 1770s, the wealthiest families. So clearly, enslaved weren't having educational opportunities. Elite women were. So the Livingston daughters, and Rachel could probably speak even more about that. But certainly, William Livingston took the education of his daughters pretty seriously, and that was considered necessary in order to be attractive to an elite man at that time. But education would have been pretty limited. America. At the same time, I want to say America was the most literate society at the time, and that was because of the Protestant religion. We saw how prominently Presbyterianism fit in, and Protestants, of course, believe that you have to be able to read the Bible for yourself and interpret it. So Americans were more literate than anyone else, but it was still pretty limited compared to what we would expect today.
Is there anything new that you want to share with us related to the 313 project or stories that have been uncovered in your area that, of course, maybe we didn't get to put in the episode because we actually had a whole nother segment where we went back to see this quilt?
Yes. I think just the discovery of the 313, to your point of that, everybody was involved in it. When we think about now battle, we have people who specialize as soldiers. They go. But during this time, everybody was involved in some way, and that included those people who were servants, those people who were enslaved, the women, the children. And so just making sure that we are telling the story that it was not just the big-name people, But there were people who were not even considered citizens who were actually engaged in this, this fight for freedom, who didn't have their freedom. So to me, that's what's important. I think this is a Kairos moment for us as a country, that we use this time for the 250th to really reflect on where we go from here. History is not just about yesterday, it's about where we are now and where we're going in the future. So just having conversations and being brave, difficult conversations with each other, and being honest and talking about it, yeah. So that's why the Descendants Reunion is just so important, that you have people whose ancestors enslaved people, and then you have people whose ancestors were enslaved in the same space, having conversations, talking about what that feels like, and how do we go forward together. I think this gives us an opportunity to do that.
And Rachel, at Liberty Hall Museum, you have a lot of students that go through. What are they learning, and what are you sharing with them? Because that's so important for the next generation.
Exactly, and to Jonathan's point, you know, we're always talking to our school children about being in the crossroads of the American Revolution, and we really are, because you have so many of the armies in New York, and they're coming through to Philadelphia, or they're going down to Maryland, and everybody is getting affected. And obviously, we heard how many people said that in this show. For us, we're focusing on really, you know, one of our bigger programs is Crown to Country, and we talk about the causes of the American Revolution, and of course we talk about like the tea tax and geography and where's our government. But for us, it's also talking about Liberty Hall and Livingston and the people who are living and laboring there, and the enslaved individuals that are working there, the women and Native Americans. We have, you know, when we think about the American Revolution, we could talk about our founding fathers, but there's all these other elements to the American Revolution that our students need to remember and learn. And so it's one of the big things that we're trying to do is telling all the stories that we didn't learn in school or aren't talked enough about enough.
Another question, Darley, for you. How long did it take to put this episode together?
Forever. No, I'm just kidding. No, it takes a long time to put these episodes together. First of all, there's so much good content. It's painful to go through it because we have to cut so much, and we're like, oh, we don't want to cut that. I don't want to cut it. It kills me. But yeah, it's like several weeks, but it's over months long because, you know, then we cut it down, and then it's fact checking, and then we're getting all the color right and the sound right. There's just a lot that goes into these episodes, and you see we put a lot of segments in. We try to move people around so they see a place and they can visualize that they could go to Caldwell Parsonage, and then they can go eat a hot dog, and it's right there. So we're trying to show them how they can go around, and we'll do additional things now with this content. We'll do itineraries and blogs and things so that people can also find the information online to be able to know, you know, how to come out here and enjoy it.